Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start our today's session with the topic power. Okay, so let us discuss what is power. So, power is the capacity of a person to exert influence over others. If a person has power, it means he is able to influence the behavior of other individuals. The essence of power lies in having control over the behavior of others. So, normally we can say that power means the ability or the capacity of an individual person to influence the behavior or to influence the behavior of others. So in the organization, we can find the managers having power. So due to that power, the managers can control the activities of the employees. So in the organization, we can find the managers utilizing the power in two ways. So first one is in positive way and second one is in negative way. So positive way means what? Now through that power, the manager can influence or the manager can motivate the employees to perform their task in a systematic or better way, which helps to achieve the goal or objectives of the organization. Sometimes the managers they are misutilizing the power. Misutilizing the power means with the help of that power they can punish the employees, they can fix some another set of goals for the employees, they will harass the employees, they will demoralize the employees, they are giving some extra or additional task to the employees, right? So normally power plays a very important role in the organization. With the help of power, the managers can influence or the manager can positively motivate the employees to perform their task in a better way. So which helps to achieve the goals or objectives of the organization. Let us discuss what are the definition of power. So power, it is the ability to influence others and it can be used to achieve objective, resolve conflict and build relationship, right? So as I said, it is the ability or it is the capability of an individual person to influence or to influence or to inspire others. Others means the other people who are having in an organization, and it can be used to achieve objectives. So that with the help of power, the organization can achieve its objective, resolve conflict, right? So resolve conflict. So normally in the organization we can find conflict. That conflict may be between the management and management. It may be between the employees and employees. Sometimes it may be it may be between the management and employee. So with the help of power, the organization can find out the solutions of the conflict and it also builds relationship, right? So yes, similarly we can also find different types of relationship in the organization. So the relationship between the management and management, then the relationship between employee and the relationship between management and employee. So with the help of power, the organization not only influence the behavior of the employees but also achieve the objectives of the organization. In other sense, we can say that it is the ability of an individual or group within an organization to influence the behavior of other individuals or groups in order to achieve certain objective. So see, what does it mean? Now, it is the ability of an individual or group, right? So power, sometimes we can find the power in the hand of an individual person. Sometimes we can also find the power in the hand of a group, right? So it is the ability or capability of an individual person or group within the organization, right? To influence the behavior of other individuals or groups. So that means with the help of power, one individual can influence the behavior of another individual, or a group with the help of power, one group can influence or one group can influence or change the behavior of another group in order to achieve certain objectives. So see, normally in the organization we can find different objectives, and all to achieve the organization needs the help of both individual and group of people to achieve that objective. So without the effort or the coordination of employees or individual or groups, it is not possible for the organization to achieve their objective. So lastly, we can say that it refers to the capacity that a person has to influence the behavior of another person. Yes, it is the capacity or it is the ability of a person to influence the behavior of another person, so that other person act in accordance with one's wishes, right? So that means it is one type of, or it is one capacity, or it is one type of capacity of an individual who can influence or change the behavior of another person. Suppose one person can change the behavior of another person, that means another person can act all the activities according to the instructions, or according to the order or instruction of another person. So in the organization, normally the managers give instructions or order or command to the employees to perform the task, right? If the managers having some power, then with the help of that power, the manager can give order or command to the employees to change their behavior, to change their productivity, to change their performance, etc., right? So let us discuss one example of that power. For example, the capacity that A has to influence the behavior of B so that B acts in accordance with A's wishes. Yes, the capacity that A has to influence the behavior of B. That means A is more powerful. A is having some power. With the help of that power, A tried to, or A wants to change the behavior of B. Yes, if A is having some power, then definitely B will act according to the wishes of A. So it exists as a potential or fully actualized influence over a dependent relationship. Yes, it is a dependent relationship between A and B. A is depend on B. Similarly, B is also depend on A, because A is assigning or giving order or assigning command to the B. At the same time, the B is also responsible, or the B is also ready to obey the command which is given by A. So the dependency is B's relationship to A when A possesses something that B requires. Yes. So why the B is ready to act according to the wishes of the A, because A is powerful and B has some dependency on A. So that's why B is B is ready to accept the orders or instruction of A, right? So the greater B's dependence, the more power A has. Yes, already I have said A is more powerful, so that's why A wants to change the behavior of B, and B has greater dependence on A. That means what? Now B is more dependent on A because B don't have any power. A has some power, so that's why A is more powerful and A can influence or A can change the behavior of B. But B cannot change the behavior of A because B is less powerful and A is more powerful. Why A is more powerful? Now A is having some unique things. It may be a unique characteristic, it may be some unique knowledge, it may be some unique skill, it may be some unique idea, it may be some unique idea or knowledge, right? So that's why we can say that A is more powerful in B. So in nutshell, we can say that power, it is the ability of an individual person to influence or to change the behavior of another persons to achieve the goals or objectives of the organization. Then let us discuss move to the next slide. What is the difference between authority and power? So see, authority and power both are plays a very important role in the organization. Without authority, there is no existence of the organization. Without power, there is also no existence of power, right? No existence of organization. So see, first let us discuss what is authority. So authority means it is a lawful, it is a lawful rights of an individual person to make decision and give command, right? So what I said, now it is a lawful rights of an individual person to make decision. Means authority means it is the power, or it is the lawful power of an individual person to involve in the decision making process or to involve in the decision and give command, right? So through authority excuse me, so through authority, the manager or the manager can involve in the decision making process, and through that authority the manager also give order or instruction to the subordinate to perform their task or work. Then the second one is a power. As I said, power is the ability or capability of an individual person to influence others, right? So let us discuss the rest difference between authority and power. So first one is source. What the first basis is source. What is source? So authority is derived from the formal position within the organizational hierarchy. Yes. So the authority is derived from the formal position in the organizational hierarchy. Means, as you know, we can find different hierarchy or different structures in an organization. It may be top level, it may be middle level, or it may be lower level. So that authority is always derived from the positions of the hierarchy and based on the roles and responsibility assigned to individual, and it is purely based on what are the individual roles and responsibilities, right? So that means what, now the top level has the authority or authority to give command or order to the middle level. Then the middle level has also authority to give command or order to the lower level. Then what is the source of power? So power can stem from personal qualities, experience, relationship, or control over resources. Yes, so the term power is derived from personal qualities. Yes, as I said, it is the capability or it is the ability of an individual person to influence. So that means it is the personal qualities or unique qualities of an individual person. So it is also one type of experience or power. It may be comes from the relationship or control over other resources. If one person is having some personal or unique characteristics and that person is having experience or expertise and that person has good relationship with others or control over other resources, then we can say that that person is powerful. Then legitimacy, right? So legitimacy, in case of authority, it is considered legitimate with the organizational structure and is supported by formal rules and policies. Yes, as already I have said in the definition of authority that it is the lawful rights of an individual person to involve in the decision making process and involved in the decision making process and give command, right? So similarly we can say that it is considered as legitimate, means lawful, right? Lawful within the organizational structure, and we can find that authority or we can find the existence of authority due to the hierarchical structure of an organization and is supported by formal rules and policies. Yes, authority is always lies with some formal rules, policies, or we can say that some formal norms or rules and regulations. But power may not have inherent legitimacy and can be based on person's influence or informal networks. Yes, so power have some formal authority or organizational structure, or legitimate power have some law, but sometimes it carries some law or sometimes it doesn't carry any law. So power is considered as the person's influence, right? What is the capacity to influence of an individual person, or we can say that from informal network. So due to the personal influence or due to some informal network, one person can receive some power. Then next one is decision making, right? So under decision making, we can say that it grants individuals the right to make decision within their defined areas of responsibility. Yes, it provides or it give permission to individual the right to make decision. Yes, so authority means to make decision within their defined areas of responsibility. So on the basis of the responsibility, the person can take, or with the help of authority, that person have the rights to take decision. But in case of power, it can enable individual to influence decisions even if they don't have any formal authority. In the previous point, I have said that power may involve legitimacy or it may not involve legitimacy, or power may involve some law or power may not involve some law. So that's why we can say that it can be enable individual to influence the decisions even if they don't have any formal authority. So they don't have any formal authority, but they can influence others through the help of his decision. Then scope of influence, right? So it typically operates within a specific scope and is limited to the responsibility associated with the formal position, right? So see, authority always carries with some formal position. So due to the position one person can get the responsibility, because responsibility is always depends upon the position of a person. Let's say example, suppose in the organization we can find one person is acting as a senior manager and the another person is acting as a management trainee, right? So here you can find there is a difference in their position or designation, because one person is acting as a senior manager and another person is acting as a management trainee. So here we can find there is a differences in position. So if we can there is any differences in position, then we can find there is some differences in responsibility, or we can say the work or job. Then but in case of power, it can extend it beyond formal boundaries and impact areas beyond the designated scope of authority, right? So it can be extend beyond formal boundaries, right? Because in case of power there is no boundary, so it may extend the beyond the formal boundaries, right? Then compliance. In case of compliance, we can say that authority has the inherent ability to enforce compliance and direct the actions of subordinate. Yes, so through the authority, the superior can give compliance, or the superior can control the activities of the subordinate. It is backed by the formal power to assign tasks, give directives, and encourage and enforce organizational politics, right? But in case of power, we can say that it may rely more on influence, persuasion, and personal relationships. See, that means the power is based upon the persuasion, personal relationship, but your authority is based on task, then directions, and organizational policy. Then next one is your stability. Stability means consistency, right? So authority tends to be more stable and encouraging over time, right? So authority, it is always maximum time it is more stable in nature, as it is established within the formal structure of organization. Yes, it is why it is stable. Stable means constant, because it is always lies with the formal structure of an organization. Power can be more dynamic, right? So power, it is not constant, it is always changeable and can change based on personal relationship, and that can be changed due to personal relationship, then shifting alliances or changes in the organizational dynamics. Then relationship with the subordinates, right? So authority establishes a formal relationship between the superior and subordinate. Yes, as you know, authority is purely based upon the hierarchy of an organization. So that's how we can find a formal relationship between the superior and subordinates. Then defining roles, responsibilities, and reporting lines, right? What are the roles, responsibility, and who are the reporting authority in the organization? It provides a clear framework for accountability, right? Yes, it provides a clear framework of accountability. So through authority, the manager will assign the task or assign the responsibility to the subordinates, right? So it is also the responsibility of the subordinate to perform the task, or we can say that the subordinates are accountable or responsible for the task which is given by the superior. So then next, in case of power, we can say that it can influence the relationship beyond formal reporting lines. Yes, there is no, because it doesn't follow any rules and regulations. So individuals with power can have impact on the attitudes, behaviors, and motivations of others, right? So power is purely depends upon the attitude of a person, then what is the behavior of a person, then what is the motivation quality of a person, regardless of their formal position in the hierarchy. So irrespective of their position, irrespective of their positions or hierarchy, the power is based upon the attitude, behaviors, and motivations of an individual person. So these are the basic difference between power and authority. Then move to the next slide. Next slide is different modes of power, right? So the different modes of power is classified into 4 parts. First one is power over, then power to, then third one is power with, and last one is power from. So let us discuss all the modes of power one by one. So as you know, the first mode of power is power over. So what is power over? So power over is otherwise known as forcing and dominating. So with the help of that power over modes, the organization can force the employees to perform the task, and they also dominate the employees to perform the task. So power over is otherwise, simply we can say that it is otherwise known as forcing and dominating the employees. So it is a hierarchical and authoritarian approach where one individual or group seeks to dominate and control others, right, through force, coercion, manipulation, and the suppression of disagreement, and motivates largely through fear, right? So it is a hierarchical approach, right, where a single person or an individual person or a group of persons are dominated or controlled by other individual person or other group of person through force, right? As I said, power over means force. So when a group of person or an individual person is controlled or dominated by force or cohesion or manipulation or supervision of disagreement, then we can say that that is power over. So it is a negative form of power that is found in the traditional hierarchies and societies. So it is a traditional method, or it is a negative as well as a traditional method in the hierarchy. So simply we can say that power over means when an individual person or a group of person can influence or not influence, can dominate another individual person or another group through force, or we can say that through manipulation, then that is known as a power over. Then the second one is power 2 means getting things done, right? So getting things done means here the manager can the manager can try to perform the task by hook or crook. Means here the manager is not showing their power. It is in case of power 2, it is the responsible, or it is the main task of a manager is to perform the task or find out the productivity or output of the employees by hook or crook, right? So it represents a more collaborative and power inclusive approach to leadership. Yes, already I have said in power 2, in this case the managers are more responsible to get the things done, means to perform, to find out the productivity of the employees, right? Here we can find more collaboration, or here we can find more understanding or more good relationship between employees and employers. It focuses on enabling individuals or groups to realize their own potential, fostering autonomy, and encouraging active participation. Yes, here we can find three things, right? So here power 2 is enabling the individuals or group to realize their own potential, right? What potential one person is having. Through power 2, the manager can show an individual person what potential or what capacity that person has, then fostering autonomy, right, and providing them autonomy and encouraging active participation, right? So that means in case of power 2, the employees, they are having more power, right? They can participate in the decision making process, they can perform the task according to their ways, right? So this form of power promotes inclusively shared decision making and the distribution of responsibility. Yes, here we can find more distribution of power, and all the persons or all the people, they will involve in the decision making process of the organization. The next one is power with, right? So power with is known as collaboration, or we can say the respect, then mutual support and harmony, right? So see here in case of power with, we can find more collaboration or more understanding between the employees, and here we can find respect means one individual person will give respect to another individual person due to power, okay, and one group will also give respect to another group due to power or due to mutual support. Suppose the manager is a supportive manager, right, and the manager is supporting the employees in the each and every work, right? So in that case the employees, they must be supporting towards the manager, right? So whenever the manager will assign any task, then the employees will say yes, we can perform the task, because there is a mutual support between the employees or the managers and employee. Then next to the harmony. Harmony means what? Na good relationship, right? If we can find mutual trust, or if we can find mutual respect or mutual support between the management and employee, then that leads to good harmony between them. So it is related to a person's sense of worth and self knowledge, right? So power means what is the self knowledge, or what is the self worth or self value of an individual person, right? So that self worth or self knowledge will be arrived from the respect, then mutual support and mutual trust and harmony. See, so as I said, person's self worth means what is the self or the value of an individual person, and self knowledge means what knowledge that person is having, right? So it is shared power that grows out of collaboration and relationship. Yes, it arises due to collaboration and relationship. It is built on respect, mutual support, shared power, unity, influence, then empowerment and collaborative decision making. Right? Yes, already I have said here we can find a mutual respect. Then here we can find a shared power. Then maybe in unity, or it may be a influence, or you can say that it may be one empowerment. So it can help build peace within groups, right? So your power which helps to create good relationship between all the people, like families and organizations, then families with society across different example like gender, then culture and classes. Sometimes we can also find the differences in case of gender, culture and classes. Then rather than dominating and control, power which leads to collective action and ability to act together, right? It refers to rather than that, rather than domination and control. So rather than that, power which leads to collaborative action and the ability to act. It is the collaborative. It helps to create the collaborative action and the ability to act together. Then power from, what is power from? Now it refers to the ability to resist the power of others by effectively fending off their unwanted demands, right? Yes, power from it is the ability to resist the power of others, right? Yes, if someone has having some power to resist the power of others by effectively fending off their unwanted demands. So normally in the organization we can find employees having some unwanted demand which is not actually the demand of the employee. Initially the employees can make some unwanted demand with the power form, right? So one person can give or one person can fulfill the demand. It can be expressed in many ways. Simply we can say that it is a power form is the ability to handle the undesirable influences initiated by someone else, right? So through that power form, one person can fulfill the unwanted demands of the employees. Then move to the next. Then the next slide is, what are the phases of power? The phases of power is broadly classified into two parts. First, the negative phase, and second one is the positive phase. Already I have said in the introduction part that the managers, they are utilizing the powers in a positive way. Sometimes they are also using the powers in the negative way. In the positive way means what? Now the managers, they will motivate the employees to increase their performance. Then the managers give promotion to the employees. Then the manager helps to the employees in each and every time, right? So if one manager will motivate the employees in the positive way or positive manner, then that leads to job satisfaction. So job satisfaction leads to productivity. So productivity leads to profit. But second one is a negative. So negative means what? Now sometimes the managers, they are misutilizing the power. If the manager is having some power, then with the help of their power, the manager can harass the employee. The manager can assign more tasks to the employee within a limited or stipulated period of time. Then the manager will not cooperate the employee. The manager will not listen the problems of the employees. In that case, we can find this is the negative sense or negative form of power. So it is usually expressed in the terms of dominance, right? Dominance or submission, right? So negative means it either dominance or submission. As I said, they are using it in the negative way, right? Or I win, you lose means the manager will win and the employee will lose, right? So I win and lose situation. So leadership which is based on negative phase of power treats the people as a pawns to be used or sacrificed at the end at the need they arise, right? So in case of negative phase of power, the people can sacrifice their needs, the people can sacrifice their need. So this phase of power is self-depending. Yes, it is self-depending. One person can defend himself or herself by his own. Then what positive phase? What is the positive phase? Now it involves the exerting influence on the behalf of others rather than over others, right? So on behalf of others, one person can show his positive phase, right? The leader who exercises their power positively encourages their subordinates to develop the strengths and competency, right? So if one leader is utilizing his power in a positive way, then that thing helps to develop the strengths and competency of the employee. That things helps to develop the strength or ability as well as the competency of the competency they need to succeed as human beings as well as members of the organization. Then the next one is, what are the different sources of power? So the sources of power is broadly classified into two parts. First one is the internal sources, second one is the structural sources. So let us discuss what are the internal sources means. Sorry, interpersonal sources, not is internal. Interpersonal sources means due to the interpersonal relationship we can find the existence of power. Some powers are arises due to interpersonal relationship. And second one is the structural. Structural means due to the hierarchy or due to the organizational structure we can find the different types of power. So let us discuss the first one is interpersonal sources. What is that interpersonal sources? Now interpersonal sources, as I said, it is related to it is related to one person's, right? So that first one is legitimate power, then export power, then referent power, then coercive power, then reward power, and last one is a personal power, right? So legitimate power means it is related to the law or it is related to the position of a person. Legitimate power is related to the position of a power or the due to the position in the hierarchy. Then export power means a person who is having some expertise or a person who is having some extra skills, knowledge or idea in a particular skill or area, then we can say that is export power. The next one is your referent power. Referent power means from interpersonal relationships. So due to some interpersonal relationship, we can find some reference, and due to that reference, we can find the referent power. Then next one is your coercive power. Coercive power means from the ability to influence through threats, right? So coercive power means it is the ability to influence others through force. Then reward power. Reward power means it is just the opposite of coercive power. Coercive power means to force the employees by providing some punishment, but reward power means influence the people by offering some incentives or some rewards may be monetary or non-monetary. Then next one is your personal power. Personal power means it lies with formal individual characteristics. So personal power arises due to the individual characteristics or personal power. So then let us discuss all the internal sources of power one by one. First one is your legitimate power. So legitimate power, it is otherwise known as your positional power. Already yes, I have said. So legitimate power is otherwise known as your positional power, because here one person can possess or one person can receive some power due to the position, right? So here we cannot find the existence of any skill or existence of any quality or the existence of any reference. So here one person can receive the power only due to his position. So it represents the power of a person receives as a result of his position in the formal authority of the organization. Yes, due to the formal authority of the organization, one person receives as a result of his position in the formal hierarchy. So for example, a manager's ability to influence subordinates behavior because the manager's position in the organizational hierarchy. Yes, for example, it is a manager's ability to influence or to change the behavior of the subordinates. Now tell me why the manager can change the behavior of the subordinates. Now the manager can change the behavior of the subordinate due to the legitimate right to prescribe the channels to prescribe certain behavior. Then second one is export power. Export power means when when a person is having some expertise in different areas, right? In that case, we can say that the person is having powerful because the person has some unique characteristics or unique skill. That's why the person is having some power. It refers to an individual's ability to influence others' behavior because of his recognized skill, talent, and specialized knowledge. Yes, here one person can influence others, right? Here one person can influence other, or here one person can influence the behavior of another person due to the skill sets, talent, and specialized knowledge. Yes, if one person is having more skill, or that person is more talented, or that person is having some specialized knowledge, then we can say that that is export power, right? So it is more of a personal rather than organizational power, right? So export power, it is more powerful because it is related to one person, right? So it is more personal rather than the organizational. So managers have competence in analyzing, evaluating, controlling, and implementing the task of subordinates due to export power. Okay, so due to export power or due to some export skill, the manager can analyzing the activities of the employee, the manager can evaluating or calculating the activities of the employee, then controlling the activities of the employee, as well as implementing the task of subordinate due to the export power. The next power is reference power, or we can say that referent power. Referent power is also known as a charismatic power and is based upon interpersonal attraction. So your referent power is purely based upon the interpersonal attraction between an individual over another. Means it may be the relationship or interpersonal attraction between the individual to individual as well as the group to group. Okay, so this power develops out of esteem of another and a desire to be like that person, right? So this power develops out, so this we can find the referent power due to the self esteem or due to the self respect upon another person, and desire to be like that person. Okay, and that person is having some desire to like that person. It is more of personal nature than positional nature. So it is more personal rather than positional, right? So then next one is your coercive power. So coercive power, it is the opposite of reward power. Yes, in case of reward power, the manager can give reward to the employee due to power, but coercive power, it is the opposite of reward power. So here the manager can decrease the price. Here, yes, here the manager can decrease the price, or we can say that decrease the power due to the self-esteem or self-respect. Then next one is it refers to an individual's ability to influence others' behavior by means of punishment for undesirable behavior. Yes, coercive means forcefully, right? So here an individual can, it is the ability of an individual's to influence others' behavior by means of punishment or for undesirable behavior, right? So here we can find that the manager can give, or the manager can punishment the employees for punishment. Fear of punishment may make the subordinate execute the instruction of the boss. So here the instruction, here we can say that here the fear. So here the subordinate can purchase. Okay, here the subordinate can punish the employees due to bad performance, right? It reflects the extent to which a manager can deny desired rewards or administration punishment of a common people, right? So it reflects the extent, or it reflects the external area to which a manager can deny desired rewards, right? A manager can deny the rewards and administer the punishment to control other people, right? Yes, here the employee can give punishment to the employees if the task is not up to the fault. Then next one is your reward power. So reward power, it is just the opposite of a coercion power. So in case of reward power, or it is derived from, or the reward power is derived from having the capacity to provide rewards to others. Yes, I just now suggest rewards. So the manager can give reward or provide rewards to the employees on the basis of his capacity. It refers to an individual's ability to influence others' behavior by rewarding their desirable behavior. Due to their desirable behavior, they can reward others. So employees comply with a request and directives because of the authority of a managers to grant rewards in some of praise, promotion, and increases bonus and type of. So then next one is your personal power. So personal power, it comes from the individual's characteristics. So personal power is comes from the unique characteristics or unique skill of an individual person. It is given to an individual because of recognition of their own. So due to the recognition of their own, the individual person can give power to the another person. It is based on a leader personal characteristics or skills or competencies. Because of its internal nature, personal power cannot be taken, right? In this case we can say that in this we can say that due to the personal quality, personal characteristics, one person can give his power to the subordinate as well as control the activities of the people. Then move to the next. Then next one is structural power, right? So interpersonal power is over. The next is structural power. So structural power is knowledge power, right? So we all know that there is a power, that is knowledge is power, right? So knowledge is power means if one person is having some knowledge, then we can say that the person is very powerful, right? Similarly, in the organization, if we can find that some managers, they are very knowledgeous. They are very knowledgeous means they are very powerful, right? So it is an important source of power. Yes, it is an important source of power, and the individual or the group who possesses critical knowledge are assumed to be very powerful in the organization. Yes, already I have discussed that knowledge is a very important power in the organization. Then organizations are informed processes that must be used knowledge to produce goods and services. The organization, they are also using different processes, right? So and all the processes include some knowledge which helps to produce good products and services. So the concept of knowledge as power means the individual, teams, group, or independent that possesses knowledge are hierarchical in attaining in the organizational goals, right? So the concept of knowledge as a power means that individual person, group, team, or dependent that possesses knowledge as a crucial in attracting the organizational goals. So they are thinking that these are very crucial. Then next one is resource power, right? So resource power means normally in the organization, resource also plays a very important role. So without resource, there is no existence of organization. So organization need a variety of resources. So organization, we can find different varieties or variety types of different types of resources like money, material, then equipments, then we can say that machinery, then next one is your customers next one the materials, equipments, etc. So the importance of specific resources to an organization's success and the effectively on obtaining them vary from situation to situation. Yes, so see, according to the situation, the organizational needs resources. So some specific resources are required for some specific work or in some specific time. The departments, groups, or subordinates who can provide essential resources acquire more power in the organization. Yes, in the organization we can find the existence of different department, groups, and individual. So those department, groups, or individual persons who can provide essential resources, right? Those persons who are providing essential resources, they will become more powerful. Then next one is decision making power, right? So decision making power, so the decision making process in the organization creates more or less power power differences among the individuals or goals, right? Individuals or groups, right? So decision making, this what is decision making? Decision making means it is a process of choosing the best solutions from the available alternatives for a particular problem, right? So normally we can say that the in the decision making process in an organization creates more or less power difference among the individual group, right? The group who is taking power, the group who is taking decision, that person will become more powerful, and that individual person who takes decision, that person is more powerful. So manager exercise a considerable power in an organization simply because of their decision making capacity. Although decision making is an important aspect of power in every organization, cultural differences make for some interesting differences in the relationship, right? For example, now if the leaders take the decision on the advice of a task force to do it, right? For example, a leader is assigned a task to the subordinates to do it, right? So that means what now here the subordinates is involved in the decision making process of the subordinate. Then next one is your network powers, right? So network means we can say that relationship. So the existence of structural situational power depends not only on the access of information or resources or decision making, but also on the ability to get cooperation in increasing our task, right? So here we can say that the manager gives more focus or more emphasis on the network of power, because through that network of power network, one person can gets power. Network means if one person is having good relationship with other, that means we can say that the networking of that person is very strong. So due to that networking, one person can possesses power, right? Then next one is managers and department that have connecting links with others individuals and department in the organization will be more powerful, those who don't have. So simply we can say that the group or the individual person who possesses more power, a person who is having good link or good relation with others, then we can say that person is possessing more power. Then next one is political behavior. The next thing of power is political behavior. So what is that political behavior? It refers to the use of language as a form of political action and reflection on political behavior involving cooperation, competition, and differentiation, right? So if one person is using the language of politics in the political action or reflection on the political behavior, then we can say that persons are influencing, then the persons should be collaborative and competitions and differentiation. Political behavior can have both positive and negative effects. Yes, so political behavior has also both behavior positive and negative. So positive side helps achieve organizational goals. So positive achieve helps to achieve the goals of the organization. Goals of the organization out of differences and creating consequences are more difficult, right? So see, it is positive side helps achieve organizational goals, right? If the behavior is positive, then that helps to achieve the organizational objectives, okay, by sorting out the differences and creating consequences and coalition building, right? So it is an activity by which power is exercised. Yes, it is one activity with which the power is exercised to sort conflict and more uncertainty. Yes, here the manager can make that the manager can find out or sort out the conflict due to the availability of uncertainty. Then next one is domains of political activity in the organization. So what are the domains of political activity in the organization? First one is structural change, management succession, resource allocation. First one, structural change. If we can find there is a change in the structure of the organization, then we can find any change. Then management succession. Management succession means hiring the right person, hiring the right person to achieve the hiring the right person in the right post. Then next one is your resource allocation. So resource allocation means, so by utilizing or by distribution, by distributing resources, one person can become powerful. If one person is having some power to allocate the resource or to distribute the resource among the employees, then we can say that is resource allocation. So structural change, so it refers to the modification made to the organizational framework, including adjustment to the hierarchy, departments, and reporting authority. Already I have said, so it is one type of adjustment, then or it may be a reflection, then it may be a departments or reporting authority. Whenever a significant structural change emerges in the organization, it becomes difficult to create a one-stop solutions for everything. Yes, if we can find there is any change in the organization, then it will change the whole process of the organization. For instance, in the case of mergers and acquisitions, transfer and hiring, right? They are strategies contingency, right? So due to the merger and acquisition, during the merger and acquisition, we can find the transfer and hiring, the strategic contingency that need to be created to cater to all these activities require the active involvement of the higher management. Right here we can find the active involvement of higher management. So because it is related to the decision making. Then next one is management succession. So management succession is hiring can result in resulting in an atmosphere of uncertainty and confusion, right? Yes, so in the management or in the organization we can find uncertainty and confusion, right? So management, sometimes the management can hire the employees, right? But there is no possibility that the employee will perform the task, so there is more uncertainties are there, right? So whenever the management is hiring, right, so then that hiring process or that creates a atmosphere of uncertainty and confusion, because the manager don't know whether they have chosen the right person or not. Then the fight to retain power allow in many political practices. Then after that we can find there is a politics or power to stop politics or power related to that issues. Then the bias to put no people in prominent possibilities result in engaging in politics, thereby formulating the units and allowances. Then next one is what is resource allocation. So as I said, resource allocation means proper distribution of resources among the employees, right? So it includes all the vital events that helps in the smooth functioning of an organization. For instance, facilities in the office, then equipment, then machine and automobiles. So these are the allocation of the resources creates especially scared by the managers to resolve demands regarding the procedure, regarding the procurement and use, right? So resource allocation means, as I said, proper distribution of resources among all the departments or among all the available departments of the organization. Then next one is power, politics and collaboration, right? Then next we can discuss what is power, what is collaboration, and what is power, politics and collaboration. So see, in power, politics and collaboration, so in this case we can find first one is tactics for increasing power. So tactics for increasing power means, in case of tactics for increasing power, we can find to enter areas of high certainty, right? So normally power means it is the ability to influence others. So here the manager should enter the area where certainty is more, right? So in the organization we can find certainty, we can find uncertainty. Certainty means what? Now where the possibility is more, but uncertainty means where the possibilities are less, right? So in that case, if one manager wants to get more power, then the manager should enter to the higher certainty area rather than the uncertainty area. Then next one is create dependency, right? Yes, so power has many sources, right? So one of which is to create dependency. So that means what? Now if you wants to get power, then you should have some dependent on others, right? If there is no dependency, then there is no power, right? For example, suppose in the organization, the IT department, the software consultancy firm might have greater power than the HR department. Normally in the organization, the HR department is having power, but if it is related to IT sector, then the IT department will reserve more power, or the IT department will get more power, right? So accumulation of knowledge and information over time. An opposition strategy would be to reduce the dependency by gaining the necessary skills as required. So if the HR department will keep the necessary skill, then the HR department will reduce the power of IT department. Then provide scarce resources. So scarce resources means those resources which are not available sufficiently, right? So if one department or if one person is having some unique idea, or if that person is having some unique knowledge or unique things, then we can say that that person is more powerful, right? So now that means when, or in other sense we can say that if one group of person is having some unique thing, or that person is having some unique resources, then they are become more powerful as comparison to others. Then satisfy strategies contingency, right? So satisfy strategy means if he wants to get power, then you should satisfy all the people who are working in the organization. If you will satisfy the employees, then all the people will be pleased on you. That means what? You will get more power. Then what are the political tactics for using power? First one is your that is coalition and networking. So coalition means it is one type of partnership, right? If you want to get more power, then you will first make a partnership and you will build your network, right? You will build your network or good relationship with others, right? And that is possible due to mutual trust and agreement. Then next to the loyal people in critical positions, right? Yes, if you will become more loyal, or if you are a manager and if you are hiring the loyal persons for the organization, then you will become more powerful. Then control decision premises, right? So control decision premises means if you are involve other people to involve in the decision making process of the organization, then you will get more power. Then the next one is legitimacy and expertise. So legitimacy means this is lawful, right? And expertise means suppose you are specialized, suppose you are very special and you have some expertise knowledge, or you have some unique skills or ability, in that case you will become more powerful. Then direct appeal. So direct appeal means when if one person will directly appeal or approach to the manager, right, for any to fulfill any demand, then in that case that person will become more powerful, because that person is powerful. So that's why you are appeal against that person or appeal to that person to get something. Then next one is what are the tactics for enhancing collaboration. So first one is integration devices, right? Integration means combination. So if we'll combine all the devices, then that helps to increase the power. Then next one is conflict and negotiation. So see, conflict and negotiation both are the two sides of a coin, right? If there is conflict, then there is negotiation, right? If you can find any conflict in the organization, then you will make a negotiation. If negotiation means you are finding out the solutions of that conflict, right? If you are finding out the solution of that conflict and you are making any negotiation, that means you will become more powerful. Then intergroup consultation. Intergroup means consultation means if you are consulting if you are consulting all the things with your group members or other group members, then that group members will give more power to another person, or if you will give that power to another person. Then next one is a practice member rotation, right? So practice member rotation means you can suppose you cannot fix some people for a particular post for a long period of time, right? If you will fix, then you cannot get power, right? So that's why so rotation is required. Then next one is share mission, right? So share mission means what is your mission, or what is the vision, or what is the objective, or what is your strategies, right? If you will share your strategies with others, then you will get more powerful. Then next one is organizational politics. So normally we can find the role of politics in the organization, or politics plays a very important role in the organization. So it refers to those activities that are not required as part of one's formal role in the organization, but that influence or attempt to influence the disruption of advantages and disadvantages within the organization. So organizational politics, actually it is not the role, or it is not the formal role of an individual person, but sometimes some persons gets that are entered into the organizational politics only to get some power, right? So these are the reasons for organizational politics. First, unclear goals. So if the goals or objectives are not clearly defined, then we can find politics. Then autocratic decisions, if the leaders or if the managers will take all the decisions alone, then we can find there is we can find the role of politics. Then next one is your next one is your competition of power, right? So sometimes we can find the people, they are making more competition for power rather than their promotion. In that case, if we can find more competition among the employees for power, then there is the existence of organizational politics. Then biased performance appraisal, then if we can find the performance of the employees are not measured properly, then we can find the entrance of organizational politics only to find out the solutions. Then next one is your saturation in power, right? Saturation in power means sometimes the people, they are more worried about their designation, they more worried for power rather than their promotion. If they are getting the promotion again and again and again, and they have reached to the saturation point, then they will more worried for power. Then next one is joint decision making. If we can find the involvement of all the people in the decision making process, then we can find the existence of organizational politics. Then next one is how we can managing that organizational politics. First, jobs need to be clearly defined. If all the goals should be clearly defined, then we can find there is no politics. Then management should discourage the dysfunctional behavior of the people. So dysfunctional behavior means the behavior of the people, they are not always constant, they are changeable according to situation. Then action should be taken to nip the dysfunctional behavior into the bud. Then people should be rewarded objectively. If the people will give their 100% effort, then the organization should give them reward on the basis of their objectives.